In today's video, we're going to talk about a shoe that Hoka claims is a propulsive ride for pure speed. Today, we're going to talk about the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0. And welcome to my channel. My name is Letty and I am the host of this YouTube channel as well as the Marathon Running Podcast. We do vlogs and all sorts of running content, so feel free to check that out. Today we're doing the shoe review, but let's hear a quick disclaimer first. This shoe has been provided to me for the purpose of review. However, no one is paying me for this review and all opinions expressed here are my own. Alright, so let's get started and talk about the model and purpose of the shoe. Hoka says that this shoe is a tip of the spear product tuned for higher speed tempo pickups. So racing shoes in essence. So let's talk about the tech specs of the shoe. If you go to the Hoka website and find this product on there, you can scroll all the way down to see those tech specs listed, and you can see that the drop is a 7mm drop, and you can have a 40mm stack if you do not have a shoe size larger than a male 8.5. I don't have a larger shoe than an 8.5, so for me this is a 40mm drop going down to 33. As for weight, it comes in at 8.1 ounces. Further, when it comes to stability, Hoka lists their shoes either to be neutral, moderate, or stable. This shoe is supposed to be neutral. And last but not least, when it comes to the cushioning, Hoka has the options of listing their shoes as responsive, balanced, or plush. This shoe is listed as a responsive shoe. Now let's talk about the key feature, and there's a lot to say right on that topic. When it comes to the upper of the shoe, this upper is made out of jacquard mesh, and I'd never heard that terminology before, and I looked up what jacquard mesh means, and jacquard is just a weaving process that facilitates using different fabric yarn into the upper mesh. It just kind of feels very plasticky, polyestery. It is not stretchy at all. It doesn't feel like a knit upper at all, but it's very breathable and very see-through, so it's very, very lightweight. Apparently the upper has a 3D printing overlay, which you can see by these different colors, how the jacquard mesh has been printed on. The tongue of the shoe is a regular tongue. It's not gusseted at all. I'm trying to show it to you so you can see it better, but it's very comfortable and it has that little soft fabric up here. You also here at the heel have some cushioning, very different from other shoes. For example, the Alphaflys that we have here that are just kind of woven. There is some cushioning under it, but this area, you definitely have to make sure that your sock sits on under it so you don't get any chafing. But here, this is very smooth and it's shaped to go out. It looks like comfort has been made a priority. The shoelaces of the shoe are great. They are made to stay in place once you tie them. They don't slip open. And that's basically it for the upper. Now let's talk about the midsole. The midsole is made out of a dual density PEBA foam. And if you don't know what PEBA foam means, PEBA foam is the most expensive foam, unfortunately, but it's the one that has the most energy return, the most springy, but also the one that gets worn the most. So usually it's the type of foam that you find in racing shoes. And side note, if you want to learn about different foams and what they all mean, you have PEBA, EVA, all these other foams. I'm going to put a video here somewhere so you can click on that or save it for later so you can watch, because I went through all the foams in my video called What the Foam. Also, and of course, in the shoe, you have the carbon plate that you need for every racing shoe nowadays, right? Because it helps us being propelled forward. You have a very, very, very aggressive rocker in here, and you have sticky outsoles, which they're made out of rubber and they are made to be sticky, so when you're running these races and you might have some slippery grounds, you won't slide or you won't fall, I guess. So that's it for the key features of the shoe. So now let's talk about the price point. This shoe is offered on the Hoka website for $275, pretty much in line with most of the racing shoes nowadays. As for the colors of the shoe is available in this beautiful color, which is called the Frost Black, but it's also available in Frost Lava. And with that, let's talk about my first impression when I first opened the box of the shoe. I was very, very excited because if you guys have watched any of my shoe reviews, I'm very persuaded by coloring patterns of the shoe. The shoe was sent to me in this Frost Black, which I love the color of it. It's a little bit shiny here on the outside of one of the PEBA foam panels right here, and it has some red in it. It's a beautiful shoe. And I noticed right away that the shoe felt as lightweight as other racing shoes. The Cielo X1 seemed to be a lot heavier, and I'm going to talk a whole lot about comparing the shoe to its predecessor. But let me just tell you, I was very excited about this shoe, and the fact that I was actually considering racing a fast race in it. And so I did do a tempo run when I did the LA Marathon, the first 18 miles. I tried to go a fast speed in the shoe, and I will talk to you about how the shoe felt. But first, let's see what the shoe looks like when I wear it. All right, so let's compare this shoe to its predecessor, because this is not just a simple upgrade. I feel like Hoka could have named the shoe something completely different than the Cielo X1. To me, they are completely different. If you look at the shoe, the upper, completely different. This is a knit upper. It's much thicker and it's stretchy. This upper here from the new one is not stretchy. Talk about the shoelaces, even though Hoka did change the shoelaces of the X1 in some of their last versions. The shoelaces in the X1 were one of the only things that I did not like about the Hoka Cielo X1. They have been improved on the second. Besides that, different shoe. When you put your foot in this shoe, you feel the rocker of the Cielo X1 2.0. I'm just gonna call it 2.0. In the 2.0, the rocker is much more aggressive. It literally forces you to be on your forefoot, which I think makes it a really, really good racing shoe. Whereas I feel like the Cielo X1 original, the OG, was more of a versatile shoe that I would not just wear for faster running, but I would also wear it when I was doing easy runs. If you've seen my review on the Cielo X1 on the OG, then you saw that this was the only shoe that I took on a 6-week trip to Germany, because I felt so confident that no matter what my coach would throw at me, I would be able to run it in the shoe. If it's tempo, I'll do tempo. If it's easy runs, it feels comfortable enough for easy runs. The 2.0, not so much. The 2.0 is a racing shoe. It feels like it's not going to be as durable for some reason. As I said earlier, the 2.0 comes in at 6.9 ounces, which is 194 grams. The previous version that I have, also in size 8.5, came in at 8.1 ounces, which is 228 grams. So this shoe is much heavier, and you can feel it in your runs, which is probably also the reason why I never really raced in the shoe. I've run marathons in the OG, but I didn't ever run fast marathons in the shoe because I didn't want to run it in a shoe this heavy, even though you probably can. This one, the 2.0, is a racing shoe. Other things that are different besides this aggressive rocker is the cutouts. As you can see, in the original one, the cutout is on the outside, and they've changed it to the inside on the second one, which I'm not sure why they did that, but this new one, the 2.0, feels a little bit more narrow than the OG does. Another thing that I noticed when I look at the shoe is that the heel color has been changed to a more cushy one, which the original didn't have because it just had that knit fabric. However, that never really bothered me in this particular shoe. I feel like neither one of the shoes, the heel will slip, but honestly, I feel like a better comparison to the shoe would be, for example, the Nike Alphafly, because the Nike Alphafly right here has a just as aggressive rocker to it as the 2.0 does. This rocker, again, it forces you on your forefoot, which when you're racing fast is what you want to do anyway. Your stride changes a little bit and you're probably spending a lot more time there. And with that, I did run as I said, 18 miles of the LA Marathon at a faster-ish pace in the shoe, and it felt wonderful. The Nike Alphafly weighs 183 grams, which is 6.5 ounces in my size. And again, this 2.0 comes in at 194 grams, which is 6.9 ounces. So you're talking about 10 gram difference. And that's how they feel too. Same as in walking in these shoes. When you're walking in the Nike Alphafly, you're kind of walking almost, to me, it's almost like when you're going skiing and you're walking in skiing boots or snowboarding boots, where it's not the most comfortable walk. Again, because you want to be on your toes when you wear these and go fast. Same with these shoes. These are not shoes that are very versatile at all. So honestly, I feel like this 2.0 compared to the Cielo X1, apples and oranges. At the same time, I really, really, really love this new shoe for racing particularly. At the same time, I hope that this shoe, the X1, will not be discontinued because I love the shoe so much, or maybe I should just stock up on it because I really, really like the shoe. So in conclusion, do I recommend this shoe? The answer is yes and no. Let's start with no. If you have a worn down Cielo X1 shoe and you just want to get a new one because you liked it so much, then definitely go to a store and try on the new shoe and see if that'll work for you, because I feel like the Cielo X1 is for a different type of person and for different types of runs. Like, yes, you can run a marathon in it, but maybe it's different. It's a different shoe to me. Now, if you're on the market for a racing shoe and you don't like Nike or you don't like the other brands, this is a wonderful alternative. It is very fast and very speedy and aggressive rocker. So if you're trying to do a marathon PR and you're looking for a shoe, I think Hoka achieved that with the shoe. And hopefully you will be seeing that on a lot of fast racers in the future as well. It's a beautiful shoe. It's definitely a racing shoe. Yes, you can wear it for your speed workouts as well, but yeah, Hoka did great with this. I just wish they would have named it a completely different shoe, and I hope that they will continue having Cielo X1s for sale as well. We'll find out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Letty. I go by Letty Runs on this YouTube channel. I invite you to subscribe for more content, vlogs, race stuff, marathon podcasts, media stuff from races, etc. If you have any opinions or experiences with either one of those shoes, or if your opinion is different than mine, leave everything down in the comment box below, because I feel like collectively we can educate one another and figure out if the shoe is really good for the person looking for a new shoe. Thank you so much. Until next time, have a great week of running.